Hi, this is Dash with my Elder Scrolls Online character creation walkthrough. So basically, it's not much of a walkthrough, we're just going to have a quick look at all of the characters and see what we can find. So there's some pretty cool stuff in here. First off, you'll notice that we can enter the name, and I don't know, what should we go, male or female? The basic choices. We'll go female. Call her Trixie. I think that's something from Speed Racer. I don't know why I know that, but I do. After that, you're going to see the alliances, the Daggerfall Covenant, Aldmeri Dominion, and Ebonheart Pact. So, going through the Daggerfall Covenant, you get to choose 3 races, which is comprised of, obviously, if you pre-order, you'll be having access to all races. It doesn't matter which alliance you go, but for now, we're going to go through each one sequentially. So, what you'll notice is, obviously, you look different if you select a race. But also it says down the bottom the racial skills. So the skills of the Breton reflect their affinity with the spellcraft and swordplay. I believe that they're a mix between humans and elves. So they've got that old Miri little piece of, I should say high elf, affinity for magic. Let's just say they've got affinity for magic, spell resistance, light armor, and conjuration magic. Now each race has its own passives and you should definitely check them out. But for now, we're just going to go through the races with their aesthetics in mind. We've got the Bretons, the Orcs, looks like the heavy armor health regen, the Red Guards, stamina, shields, regen, and increased power. That sounds good. Aldmeri Dominion, the Lion, let's have a look. High Elves, which have affinity for magic, with destructive spells and regaining magic, which is obviously awesome. For sorcerers, we've got the Wood Elves or Bosma, which have affinity for archery, stamina, stealth, which is great for the rogue, or the Nightblade as it were. The Khajiit, lion-looking folk that have affinity for, or natural agility, giving them bonuses to stealth and melee combat. Again, great Nightblade. The Ebonheart Pact, which comprise of the Argonians, which from living in swamps, gives them bonus to healing, restoration, and poison resistance. That's kind of cool. Not a normal cast or mold. They used to be able to breathe underwater. I guess that they don't need that anymore. The Dark Elves from the Ebonheart Pact, or Dunmer, their racial skills give them agility in... the natural agility, sorry. It gives them bonuses in dual wielding, fire magic, and fire resistance. The Nords, they have bonuses with two-handed weapons, health regen, and frost resistance. So, going through, I think we're going to make ourselves a nice little wood elf, Trixie. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you can actually see their gear. So, I should have actually looked at this before, and I apologize, but just looking at the veteran gear, you can kind of see endgame what each race will look like, which is nice, you know, novice gear, bland, veteran gear, no gear. Hello. Okay, so that is something. That's something else. I have to sit on that. Okay, so the High Elves have got it going on. The Khajiit, very, very tribal. Argonians are like Aztec tribal. Mayans, if you will. Don't quote me here. Dark Elves are very dangerous looking. Angular. Nice. And the Nords, well, they've got the horns and the whole Skyrim look, as you're probably used to, very familiar. So we're going to go with the Bosma, which, with their unfortunate helmet, no gear, so I can see what I'm working with. You thought I paused because I was looking at the body, but I was actually looking at this. This broken looking, like that angle right there. I know what's wrong with her hooves, but she needs a fixing. So, now we're going to have a quick look at the classes. So, obviously Dragon Knight, let's think of them as a warrior with DPS and tanking abilities. Again, these are not set classes. Do not take that in any way, shape or form as you're locked in. You can break the mold at any time, but without getting into it too much, the sorcerer is obviously the mage, so they can conjure and have pets, or, you know, they can go into healing, damage, whatever, where there's frost, lightning, fire, all good. The Nightblade, the standard type of rogue or thief, if you will. Great archers, great stealthers. And the Templar, think of them as a paladin, healing, tanking, DPS, triple threat. So we're going to start off as, I guess, a Templar. No, Nightblade, because, well, she's got affinity for archery. So I nearly hit create there, halfway through. So the first thing you'll notice is body. You can either be muscular, you see that nice in the quads, the upper body, the arms, or thin. And you can drag this around, but it kind of works better if you click it, or large, which really goes in the hip area. There's not, like, it's not morbidly obese or anything. Like, I guess, I don't know, you know, I don't know the spectrum, but it's not, like, insane. Other games, like, say, I hate to bring it up, I don't hate to bring it up, but SWTOR, you know, like, they look massive. Well, actually, they've definitely got cast body types. So let's just say other games, you can get much larger than this cast. I mean, the three extremities aren't too far from each other. They're not insanely big. So for now, we'll just go Malcolm in the middle. Too easy. The height, obviously, just changes the height. Now, under features, the skin color, let's look at the darkest versus lightest. Not too much of a difference. Like, this isn't pitch black, and this isn't milk white, but it's got a hue to it, so maybe that's just for the Bosmo. The torso size, you're looking really at just the height, the width of the shoulders. You know, women usually are around here. Like, this is pretty buff, so, you know, just around here. Chest size is definitely the breastises. Now, this is the fullest you can go, and this is the smallest. I wonder if I can torso, make it look buffer. No. So, let's just give her the ample. Healthy, right there. Okay, the gut size, obviously the tummy. Now that's, I mean, yeah, she's in shape. It's a bit of a baby bump. Again, nothing too, like, I expected it to go out here, but no, nothing too extreme. The waist size, obviously this will pull in just the middle of the waist here, which, I guess, for a man, you know, a male character would taper it down, but this really makes the hips stand out, so it's very female, obviously. The arm size just makes the arms bigger as a whole, you can see. Mainly upper, but again, the forearms do change as well. The hand size, it looks like it just makes the hands chubbier. Yeah, it doesn't look like it affects the length. It just makes them kind of more mitt-like, which is weird. Okay, so the lower body, we're going to go with the hips. Okay, so this is the full Shakira effect. This is... I was nearly going to say Hannah Montana. What's wrong with me? You know what I mean. It's very thin. It's too cheap to make a Miley Cyrus comparison at this point. So just very thick hips and then thin. We'll just stick with these. Posterior. Would you believe it? This is right in the buttocks. So pancake, J-Lo. That's actually this leg. We'll show it off better. Pancake, J-Lo. I do believe this is the same for males, so you can make sure that they have a bubble butt if you want. I don't know, I haven't seen this before really, but there you go. The leg size is overall legs. You can't affect the thighs and then the calves separately. It just is one big clump, but it's still pretty good. The foot size, let's have a look from the side if it goes longer. A little bit. It kind of looks like it grabs from about here and cuts off and makes it bigger. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, arguably, this is the most important thing to look at. It's the face. You got soft, which is obviously baby-faced. Heroic, which is, I've been in a fight. She's seen some action, you know, you got the lines, she's hardened. And then angular, which is, I guess, more supermodel-ish, I don't know, regal in appearance, whatever you want. I'm going to go with soft. Little baby-faced elf, yay. So the voices. Rah. Okay. I wish they would just talk instead of rah, yeah, woohoo. You're not giving me anything to work with here. Wow. Let me keep pressing. Oh, she's fiery. I like her. Okay. Maybe our character doesn't say anything ever, thus they don't need a voice, because I don't hear a word. Whoa. Whoa. That is scary. I'm going to go with scary E. Easy E, if you will. Now, the hair, arguably one of the most important traits, because unless you're wearing a helm, the hair kind of changes the whole face. It breaks it all up, if you will. So let's have a look at the hair. You obviously got the color, but the style is more important. We're going to just go through nice and easy. Check out, I do want it lighter because she's a wood elf. Again, this is better than Fallout. It has more styles. Well, actually, I don't know if it has more, but I always found Fallout hilarious by the fact that the hairstyles were mostly terrible or just insane. I say that as I see the little pigtails, which I hope to never see in game, but they probably will be everywhere. You can always tell when a man makes a female character rather than a girl, because the girl goes for this nice, like, sophisticated looking hairstyle, and the guy goes for like the handlebars, the little schoolgirl slutty kind of, you know, like, just, you know what I mean. So like that's shouldn't happen. I think there was actually a really nice one. This one looks kind of nice. It's regal. You know, formal dinner party, whatever, works for me. So the age, that's old. That is really old. That's like 12. No, it's probably like 400 or 500. I don't know Bosma ages too well. I know they live in the hundreds of years, but that is old. So this is standard. I think I'm gonna make her a couple hundred. So she's been around. She's learned a couple of things. She knows how the world works. Adornment is shit you can put on your face, basically. Why you do this, especially if you wear a helm. I guess if you don't wear helms, this is fine. But if you're going to wear a helm, this is going to look shit. I mean, why they didn't just put the earrings instead of putting a headband as well is beyond me. I mean, the headband, well, yeah, the eye patch, people are going to do this. Are kind of weird. Facial piercings and the horns. Clearly, as a Bosma, I don't have a choice but to go horn. That's cool. Now, the head markings. So, it's makeup or scars, basically. Or tattoos. Let's not go insane. I really should click these across so that you can see each one of them, but clearly she's a scary vixen. Matches her underwear. I'm just going to go through really quickly now. They load in pretty well. I guess that this is a testament to how quickly they load, so it's all fairly fresh. It just goes across nicely. There's no lag or anything horrible like that. Tell me when to stop. You'll laugh later. Okay, so she's kind of scary. It's deadly. I want something that's it. That's it. See? She's one with the forest. So the forehead slope. Let's go down to that. And again, you can lock these in so that you don't accidentally move them around, which is cool. The forehead slope obviously is going to move the forehead back, concave, convex, whatever you want to say. Cheekbone size will pop the cheekbones out, as you can see the angle there, bang bang. Or pull it in. So we're probably going to go normal. The height of the cheekbone just raises the cheekbone up to this, or, you know, lower. Again, depends how angular you want them to look. With the soft face, it doesn't make too much of a difference. The jaw size goes between just, you know, very thin, dainty jaw. It'll be a lot more prominent with a man, but the Dolph Lundgren, if you will, it's not too bad. The chin size will just show here. It should affect the chin, yep. Where there's jutting or retracted, I believe, was the old ones. The chin height is obviously just higher or lower. We'll leave it normal. And the neck size, meaty, not so. I'm going to make it a little bit meaty because she's got those horns. She could be bucking people. So she'd want good, strong. She don't want to break her neck. Eye color, very, very, very important. You're going to be looking at these things. Well, other people are as well. Ooh, that's scary. So what suits? You know, I mean, you can go through everything. But really, and this does take a second to load, but really, I think it's personal preference, obviously. But some just don't seem to grab me here. Like, maybe it's the eye makeup that's made them duller, but all the darker colors just like, meh. against that eye makeup. So I think I'm going to go with green because she's a child of the forest, and that makes sense to me. The eye size doesn't affect too much, but obviously the big, I thought that would be like saucepans, but whatever. The angle just turns them inwards and outwards. We'll go outwards. Separation doesn't make them look like a mongoloid. If you did this to my face, I'd look like I have a mental deficiency, but for here it just separates, pulls them closer. The height just pulls up and down a little bit. Again, you can't go like too out of control and make something that looks insane. The squint. Open eyes. Don't touch my stuff. It's the Clint Eastwood, so open. How are you going? You touch my bike again, I'll break your goddamn hands. So I kind of like the squint, but it doesn't. Does it really suit with the eyes? No, because the eyes are too big. Eyebrows definitely break up the face, make it look a lot different. So I'm just going to go through some. Eyebrows are incredibly important when it comes to making a face look normal. It changes everything. If you burn off your eyebrows, you're not going to want to go outside because it makes your whole face look different. Again, look at these. Those look crazy. The eye makeup kind of changes the prominence of it, if you will. So this isn't the best example, I guess, yeah, I think the last one's actually just sat perfectly. Changed my mind. Gonna go with the weird spike eyebrows. The height just raises and lowers them, but also does it with the skin. If you want to look up, down, it moves the skin, which is cool. The skew makes the quizzical look on one or the other. Hey, and the depth will just bring in the depth of the brow itself. So there we go. So this is probably around normal. It looks good. The nose shape changes the shape of the nose up or down, so more piggish, if you will. I'm sorry to say that. Or down, shaping down. Not too much changes in the nose. In regards to the shape of the nose doesn't widely change, or you can't have like a big hook one or whatever, just for the shape. The width obviously changes the flare of the nostrils and the cilium, I think it's called, just how thick it is. And the length obviously will Pinocchio it, or it'll just bring it in a little dainty button nose. So the mouth height will just make the mouth go up and down. The curve, smile versus unhappy, happy. She looks scary unhappy, but I do like people to think I'm approachable. Happy. The fullness will go from Angelina Jolie to Steve Carell, I guess. I don't know. Fuller lips are good. The ear size makes the whole ear change, so the lobe as well. It basically grabs the whole ear model and changes it, makes it bigger. Not just one little part. The rotation is how far they go out from, against the head to Dumbo, if you will. So you can hear everything in front of you at this point, and you can see it better from here, actually. Let's have a look. And it just draws it in. So other than that, we've got the ear tip flare, which it changes the direction of the tips, which is very strange. That changes the whole look of the face with the flare of the ear tips. We'll leave it here. This is a good flare. And so there you have it. There's my Trixie. I'm going to create her. There we go. Trixie's already in use. Somebody else is using it, I think. I don't know. Now, you can either put like an apostrophe. There we go. Name cannot start with a space and with a letter. No more than 2 of the same letter in a row. No adjacent punctuation characters. 4 hyphens, apostrophes, or spaces at most. That's a lot. So I'm going to call her Trixie Dust. This is a play on Pixie Dust. You get it. So, yes! Trixie Dust! So we have Trixie Dust. She exists. Huzzah. And I'm just going to go in game quickly because there's no point saying character creation without actually seeing how they move, how all the attributes are really taking to them. So as soon as this loads up, we'll have a look, and that's pretty much the video in a nutshell. So, Trixie Dust. You've got clothes on, you look different. Let's have a look. Okay. So she's a little bottom heavy. Obviously that posterior definitely put it all in the pear shape. Booty. I didn't actually think that would happen. but there you go. So changing the posterior dimensions really, and I guess the hip size, really puts the focus there. Other than that, I'd say she looks quite good. The lighting's probably not the best. Let's go have a look at the campfire. Okay, that was a little bit glitchier than I'd like. So she looks pretty good. And we're ready to start the game. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments about what I did, I'm scared of saying that because I think it's mainly going to be about the booty. Let me know down below. Otherwise, I hope this has been informative. And as always, bye for now.